What's up, nerds? Welcome to Speed Gaming 3 and another Link to the Past randomizer main tournament race. This time we've got TwoC versus Jeddoman. My name is Tyler Salt. I am joined in the booth by Esmar. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing this. We've got Ambrosia for y'all. So that means that we're going to have Inverted Light and Dark World, in addition to a couple of extra rules involving item placement in dungeons and so forth. But yeah, both of these runners are pretty good. They both qualified. This is stage 1 of the tournament. A little over halfway through 2C, as we can see, up one game. And so could close it out here, but Jeddoman has the opportunity to mount a comeback here.
And Ambrosia means we've got a starting sword. We start in the it's inverted, right? And it is big keys are shuffled, and each boss is guaranteed to have an item, not a dungeon item. It's the hot new mode of 2019.
Yeah, hot new mode of 4 years ago now.
Or 2021, really.
Okay, yeah.
It was later than that, but yeah.
But yeah,
hot new
so
mode.
yeah, the inverted means that the early game is going to be a little bit different from what we're used to. We're not going to have that guaranteed, treasure trove in Kakariko. We're going to have a little bit more focus on, staying alive and avoiding combat because we got a lot of dangerous enemies. And yeah, the item placement is going to make a pretty big difference. If we come up dry in Village of Outcasts, then it's slim pickings for where you go next.
We're also
in just a second here.
Yeah, we're also on the hunt for money and bombs, very much in the early game.
Yeah, we got those 2 money locked checks early on.
The dig game and the chest game. We need, I think it is 110 rupees to do both of those. Luckily, we've got arrow game there, which costs 20 a pop.
Yeah, and you see both runners starting Dark Chapel here. You do have the bomb shop right next to the Hype Cave, but without bombs, there's no point in going there early. So,
well, I mean, usually a lot of folks will start at Link's house and open the chest and then prep a tree pull to try to get into Hype Cave, and kill some enemies to try to get some drops. But the best guaranteed early source of bombs here in the Dark World is in Skull Woods in the Circle of Pots drop down.
Yeah, we do see an early 5 rupee tree pull, so that's an easy 20 rupees.
So that gets us the arrow game. So that would be enough to get the money, but it would require us from where we are to either find the mitts to get back to chest game from there, or find a little bit more money to do chest game before we get down there.
Yeah, and that early sword definitely makes a difference in Inverted Seed, as these enemies will kill our runners in 2 hits pretty much. So being able to fend them off is extremely important. Inverted with no sword it's not undoable, but it's definitely a lot more punishing in the early game.
So far, just keys and dungeon items in Skull Woods. In the front chunk of checks, there are, well, not quite like that, right? So there's a map to a big key to Misery Mire.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. I saw TwoC taking a hit, so on blast here. Got to make sure he doesn't take another one.
There's a nice heart. Yeah, it said to Misery Mire. It had to be the big key. The big keys are the only thing that's the only dungeon items that are shuffled. But that is the only thing here in the front of Skull Woods. Gentleman's gonna farm some bombs, presumably. As you can see, TwoC doing the same thing, farming some bombs, a little bit of magic. He'll take a death. Usually, I think 1 intentional death is enough here, and then you walk out.
Yeah, the bomb gives you access to, you get 1 bomb for the brewery and sort of 1 bomb extra. You have the 50-50 bush right outside of brewery, so chances are
there are 2 out there, actually. There's 1 right outside, and there's 1 at the other end of the bushes.
Yeah, so it's chances are pretty good. Just 1 will do you, but 2 is nice and safe in case you get unlucky with the rest of them.
Yeah, because you got to spend 2 of them on Hype Cave alone.
Yeah. Get confirmation. TwoC does pick up the big key of Misery Mire. Jeddoman now farming the bombs. Op's gonna save and quit here, yeah.
Interesting. He's gonna go straight to Hype Cave, I think that means. Nice lamp in Link's house.
Yeah, both runners looks like going straight to Hype Cave. 2C, probably a couple steps ahead here. But yeah, both runners effectively equal here. It can be a little bit of an annoying section based on the enemy movement. Jeddoman getting a better run of it.
There's our first glove from Johnny Two Bombs. And a big key to Desert Palace. That's pretty good. Both of our runners saving and quitting out of Johnny Two Bombs. Headed back over here to Thieves Town. Gonna do the Village of Outcasts checks from 4 Thieves. And then bring that down and finish at Stumpy, it seems, unless something pops up that drives them somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, even if something pops up that drives them somewhere else, you kind of may as well.
Yeah, at this point,
circle all the way to Stumpy anyway, because this is a kind of a good time to get it.
I mean, we're a cape from Aga. Like you always have to be on the lookout for early Aga required seeds in Ambrosia.
Yeah,
I feel like it happens
the lamp
more
showing
often
up
than not.
means that lamp and the glove means we have access to Dark Death Mountain.
Oh, we don't even need the cape. This is inverted. What am I talking about? Aga's in logic right now.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, going up Aga's tower without the lamp is.
Oh,
yeah, is rough.
Yeah.
But we have it now, so.
We do have it now. And
Fighter
like
Sword
doing it
is
on
doable.
Fighter Sword, yeah, I mean it's slow and difficult. I don't know that it's difficult, but it's slow, right?
Yeah, the fact that we don't have the Moon Pearl means that I'm not thinking about it too hard right now.
No, but this mode loves to throw Moon Pearl on Bottle Vendor or in Mire Shed or
there are definitely
something like that.
a lot more Light World locations that you can find the Pearl than Dark World locations.
TwoC about 1 check ahead at this point. Seems like it's just been on a little bit cleaner execution. Not to say the Jeddoman hasn't been clean, but I think that he had a tougher time in Skullwoods. I think his routing was a little less efficient. He had a tougher time with the Mum Room than TwoC did.
Yeah, like that room is pretty. It's consistent in the fact that you don't really have to worry about like mummy RNG so much, but it's a little hard to manipulate.
Without a boomerang, it can be very tough.
All right, and yeah, we're almost done with the early game checks here. Only a couple more to go.
We get
nothing huge other than the glove here.
Yeah, I mean it seems like the things that could come up next, right? The hammer seems very reasonable, and of course the pearl would give us Light World access through Aga. So you gotta imagine that. I guess flippers would get us the pod area and catfish and pyramid ledge.
Yeah. Hammer or flippers give us access to that area.
Yeah. Jeddoman is choosing to do the arrow game. TwoC did not do the arrow game. We'll see if he does here on his way to Stumpy. But he profited a little bit here off the game.
Decided not to take that last 20 because it's the slowest 20 you'd ever get from Dig Game.
Yeah. And he's not going to play the arrow game. 125 rupees at this point is enough.
Yeah, if you pull the hammer off Stumpy, you have enough to go into open pod at the very least. So, because we're not worried about Zora money at this point, we're assuming we're gonna get several checks in between. 3 bombs, actually not bad at this point. Now you're up to 6, so you're feeling comfy on that.
Yeah, but we're going up the mountain here, so we've got a couple checks here. We've got first of all Aga Tower, and then we can save the old man, and we can get the inside spec rock item.
Yeah, it's pretty dry at this point though.
Yeah.
Like it's not. And that's sort of the
does the moon pearl
inverted? I feel.
Does the moon pearl have to be in the light world now? Is there anywhere else it could be? Right? Because
I mean, it depends on what items we pull.
I guess but that's the thing, right? The old man. Are the old man and the inside spec rock items in logic?
I believe so.
Without the moon pearl?
I believe they are. I'm not sure on the logic of that. But since they're both freestanding, you don't require, a super bunny glitch to do it. So I think they're technically in logic. Bunny walks are considered by logic, so just a pretty short bunny walk for both of those.
Yeah, I'm pulled up a tracker to confirm, and it does seem like those 2 checks are in logic. So the moon pearl. So the moon pearl could be there on one of those checks for sure.
The moon pearl could be there,
or flippers or hammer. Yeah.
But I think without flippers or hammer, we don't really get any. I suppose mirror would also offer access to the front of Tower of Hera, but again, it's pretty slim pickings.
No,
here.
not an inverted. It wouldn't.
Oh, not an inverted? Oh, right.
No,
the
hammer's hard required for Hera.
Yeah, because you can't. Yeah. See, the mirror logic on the mountain especially is one of the things that trips me up in inverted all the time. Because there's a lot of weirdness with Turtle Rock as well. You can access any entrance if you have access to the light.
You basically only need 1 small key to full clear TR with the mirror in inverted. You can just about get around in everything else.
Yeah, and another thing is book is hard required for desert, obviously.
Sure is.
Mirror access. So that big key that we got for desert doesn't make a lick of difference until we get the book.
Yep. That Meyer big key is super sus, though. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Could have moon pearl in the Meyer big chest. A mushroom. Oh, good. All right, we got ourselves an Agassiz.
Yeah, it's looking like it. Yeah, nothing else is really left in the dark world that we have access to right now. Good Kern jump, but I'm not sure if that's really worth it.
We did have Super Bunny available to us, and 2C is at least going to go up there. Yeah, without the Moon Pearl, it seems like checking Super Bunny is the way to go. Gonna have to do some fancy damage boosting to get back to Lynels. Basically, make sure you get hit by a fireball and not the Lynels themselves. Yeah, the only light world check available to us is Bottle Vendor, but Bunny walking through. There, nice bomb deboost there by 2C.
Yeah, we're gonna check the Turtle Rock Medallion here.
Yeah, not super critical in inverted, but sometimes the key layout will force you to go in the front entrance.
Yeah, I mean you may as well take 4 seconds to get the knowledge.
Yeah. Gentleman choosing to do the fireball deboost and makes it through. 20 rupees, and there's our Moon Pearl. 2C saving and quitting.
Yeah, it's looking like.
I think instead of he's saving and quitting.
It's faster to
do that because of the Lynels. I'm not sure that he could have gotten through them, so that's the right play.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do that bomb deboost going left to right than right to left.
All right, well, We like the chests. Or we like checks. Let's do some checks in the light worlds. You know them, you love them. It's a bunch of the game. So
yeah, I mean, this is the thing that's often so cruel about inverted is it's so much easier to run into some of these situations. Okay, you got fighter sword Aga. Aga seeds are much more common in inverted in general, just because of the lack of checks beforehand.
And especially in Vroja, right? Because at that point you need to, like, you don't have, most notably, the big key to Thieves Town, right? So there's a limited number of things that you can get. There's fewer things that you can get in the Dark World in Vroja because those big keys are shuffled.
Yeah, but it also means that you don't run into like early Thieves Town without Hammer Dip, and you have to orphan that check, which happens a lot if the big keys are shuffled. Because that back of Thieves Town is always open, but you may not always have Hammer.
Right.
Yeah, both runners doing fairly well on the climb here. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, especially for runners of this caliber, but you know, the game expects you to have the Master Sword, so things take a little bit longer to kill in general. You just gotta play a little bit careful. Make sure you don't do anything rash. Don't try to go too fast. You see TwoC taking a little extra time on that room. We've only got 4 hearts. Every single one is going to be important at some point. The first to reach the top of the tower heading into that Aga 1 fight, so we can speculate on how many blue balls we're going to get here. Yeah, shoutouts to the MSU packs. Actually not recognizing them off the jump here.
Yeah, this is Jeddoman's right now that we're hearing. I'm not sure what it is. So if you recognize this MSU, tell us in chat. Thanks to Sazar Tracker. Jeddoman's using Phantasy Star Online, and then when we switch to TwoC at some point, he's playing with Cadence of Hyrule. Let's actually switch to TwoC right now.
Yeah, head by, I would say like 30 to 60 seconds. Maybe 15 to 30. Yeah, both runners in lockstep. The seed has been pretty linear so far. But now we're into the light world with Moon Pearl, so we're kind of at the open state. But we have to think a little bit more about routing, because save and quit isn't nearly as useful in inverted. Because save and quit takes us back to Dark World. You get that nice vanilla sword on Uncle too. And yeah, both runners taking that Master Sword, going down escape. Because again, it's going to be a little bit rough to get all the way back here. It's not that terrible because inverted does give you a portal near the bomb shop, right across where the bridge would be in the light world. But still, as long as you're here, hey, we get a third sword out of it.
Always nice to have that. Love a third sword. Gonna be on the lookout for the mirror. Mirror's great to have early in inverted, and in particular, it increases our. Since we've done AGA, it changes our start points, right? And which it can be really handy to start at the pyramid, or rather, start at the top of Hyrule Castle a couple times. Yeah. Particularly in the end game, because you can just save and quit in the Dark World and be at Ganon's Tower, essentially.
Yeah, you do have to, keep in mind that, your save and quit points are now different, because you don't always. It's a lot more common in inverted, obviously because of the increased AGA chance, but.
We get a big key to Eastern Palace here in Zelda's Cell. We also still have that mushroom. Will be interesting to see. That can be a really tricky fetch quest to turn in inverted. There's just not. You don't have that easy number 2 flute spot.
Yeah.
So you got to use a whirlpool. I'll probably
you got to be careful with your save and quit if you want to save scum it.
Exactly.
Which, a lot of the time you do want to do. So you will probably see a point where they think, okay, it makes sense to save and quit top of Hyrule Castle and walk all the way there, which it's quite a trek, so depending on what we find, that may not become the obvious choice of something to do for a while. Yeah,
this big Light World loop that always happens in Ambrosia as soon as you get Light World access, I think is really interesting, because where you start and which way you go just has a really the route around the light world, if you're trying to do everything in a single loop, right? Depending on where you start, where the Hyrule Castle small key is, your route is very flexible through that. I always find it interesting and entertaining to watch what choices people make for this navigation part of the game.
Yeah, for now though, both runners making it through the escape sequence, gonna carry it forward into Sanctuary. It's not a save and quit location in inverted.
Jeddoman's stream is just stuttering a little bit. It is still going, so no worries.
Well, we do get our bottle, and it's a good time for it right before we hit cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the foibles of inverted, we can walk right up to Graveyard Ledge because there's no other way to get there.
Yeah, that mirror working in reverse required a lot of like ROM hacky stuff.
Yeah, it's not something you would like.
Accessible.
It's not something you would immediately think of, but like it really changes a lot. Just flipping that interaction changes a lot about how the world has to be built.
Yeah, and you can see right here some divergence, right? Structural Mike called it out in chat, but TwoC is choosing to prioritize that fetch quest mushroom, went from Graveyard Ledge over here to turn in the mushroom. Jeddoman, on the other hand, choosing to prioritize a trip over to the Lost Woods in Kakariko Village.
Yeah.
2C is probably going to take this fake flipper into this whirlpool to do some stuff down on South Shore as well. He's putting off Cat for the time being.
Yeah. Yeah, getting to Kakariko early is guaranteed. You get all that high density. Wow, vanilla mushroom prize.
Vanilla mushroom, let's go.
And actually, getting that before Kakariko, especially if you're taking this to South Shore, you can actually give yourself the option to do Magic Bat relatively early. Because Magic Bat is, I believe, relatively accessible with the mirror, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not. I might be getting it backwards somewhere.
No, in inverted, it hard requires the hammer.
Yeah, hard requires hammer, but it only requires the hammer. So
yeah.
Well, again, only one item away from being able to turn that in. But it does look like he's skipping South Shore and going straight via the south route.
Okay, that's interesting.
Also,
all right, Jeddoman now showing us some CAC stuff. There's a piece of heart. Oh, good, we're up to 5 now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The mirror in inverted lets you bypass the glove requirement or the mitts requirement to get to hammer pegs. That's what I was thinking of. I knew there was something in that area that changed here.
So now we're going to be on the lookout for that hammer, which of course we would need anyway. But now it's got some extra implications because of that powder on 2C's side, right? Mm-hmm. Is there going to be anything on Magic Bat? Nothing on the library, and
I wouldn't be considering it too hard if I was 2C here. But you just know if that shows up, it's like, okay, cool. Maybe Jeddo didn't go and get the go that way, but it's not something that's like high on your radar.
Oh no, but it's definitely like might put a little bit more weight on that choice.
We get a shoe vendor there. Got some boots.
Oh, nice. And we have, by the way, Ether and Book in the CAC well. And so Desert is completable. It's not, Desert is full clearable at this point. We've got a fire source, we've got boots, we've got a glove, we've got the big key. And the book. Where's this mirror going to turn up?
Yeah, well, it could be any of a number of places at this point. We haven't seen South Shore yet, so that's kind of the last really big cluster of checks that we've got open to us at this point.
Yeah, I wonder if one of our runners is going to... I would imagine Jeddoman here is going to be checking these last couple CAC suburbs checks and then swing down to either South Shore or Desert. Maybe go beat Desert and then run back along the South Shore to the right.
Yeah, it's possible. Getting that desert access makes that south area a little bit interesting.
On the other hand, Structural Mike pointing out in chat that 2C is going to get a free ped check if he wants it.
True,
going
because 2C
into
is going
Lost
to be
Woods
going up
with
through the mirror. Through the woods.
Yeah.
So it's going to be knowledge. Do we know where our pendants are?
Yeah, we haven't talked about it much, but Swamp and Eastern are pendants, and TR is the green pendant.
Yeah, so not necessarily like super imminent. We need a lot of items before we really think about getting any of that.
With TR being a pendant, I mean, fewer.
And Swamp, honestly, Swamp requires a lot of items as well.
Yeah, and Swamp requires a lot of items, and we have none of them. So, there are 4 items that are required to beat Swamp, right? The flippers, the hook shot, the hammer, and the mirror, and we have none of those things. So,
Jeddo heading into desert area here, checking Ergina's cave. We got 20 rupees on Bombo's tablet.
2C on the other hand gets pulls some blue mail out of Bonk Rocks.
Yeah, this routing is sort of working out for 2C here, just because getting those the boots there. Can't check King's Tomb though, because it is hard locked by the mitts.
Well, not anymore. It's not quite hard locked. They logically require the mitts, but we have
right, logically.
Yeah, but we have what's it called? Tomb Raider now. So you can, if you find the hook shot, then you can get down there you can clip through the rocks and open it up. Just 10 arrows on Bumper Ledge. Ooh, and there is a Quake on Lumberjack.
Yeah, the boots do put Lumberjack into play, and 2C picks that up. Picking up a lot of checks that Jeddoman is kind of left behind here.
Yeah.
Which could help him save time in the future. But, again, may not. Quake is interesting, though, because that very well could be our Meyer medallion.
Right, Meyer, of course. Meyer's medallion, unlike TR's medallion, Meyer's medallion is hard required if Meyer is a crystal, which it is.
Yeah, so we'll see what 2C does here. He's walking out, which tells me he might be going for the ped check.
No, he's setting up a water walk here.
Yeah.
See, this is the best thing about Ambrosia, I think, is like I was just saying, the really interesting and creative routes people take around the White World. Really good game knowledge there to set up that water walk over the Lost Woods, drop down and hop into that whirlpool in the pond there.
Yeah, so we don't get the ped check, but honestly, I don't hate skipping it. It's just knowledge, and it's quite a lot of time to invest for just knowledge.
Ped is so deep, right?
Yeah.
Like, is there even anything that could be on ped? Flute,
yeah, because you need so much before you can actually get there. That
I think flute and flute. I think is the only thing that can be on ped. Yeah, or a Bombos medallion required for Misery Mire.
Okay, Peepsy, big key on the Lake Hylia Island there. Probably going to pick it up later.
Yeah, we're going to pick that up once we have the flippers, since we wouldn't be able to get back into a fake flipper state from there. Nice free blue potion from this guy. Oh god, you're right, Mike. Mitts could be on ped. Good lord.
Yeah, I think there's enough that couldn't be on ped though. You're really not valuing.
If there are only two things I'm definitely not prioritizing it. Yeah, you just wait and do it hopefully with an eventual Mothula fight.
Yeah, the thing about inverted though is you can't check it after Skullwoods.
Yeah. You can check it before Skullwoods instead. You just go up there in the White World and mirror, and then you fight Mothula.
And Jeddoman picking up the first crystal here.
Yep, down goes Lammo. That is the first crystal. Jeddoman strikes first in the 33rd minute with crystal number 1. It's a 5/6 crystal too, which is nice.
Yeah, nothing super important showing up in Desert Palace though. So we're gonna see 2C get back to here checking the South Shore Light World. We'll see if 2C goes into Desert as well. We might see that same progression that Jeddoman's doing here, Desert into South Shore. But no,
well, at
least
least
we're going South Shore
2C's
first.
at least
might be doing it the other way.
Yeah, because he already checked Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, right.
So
yeah,
actually, that's really heads up.
Yeah, that makes
2C
perfect sense
is
here.
such a routing madman. He thinks of things that I would never.
Yeah, like
think about.
I even noticed that he was going to Ice Rod Cave and completely forgot that he'd already checked it. So yeah, in that case, yeah, you obviously go Mini Moldorm, make your way west.
What a great shovel location there in the dam. So stupid.
I mean, it's not that far.
Our Hera big key, our ice big key, and the Turtle Rock big key, and our hammer.
So yeah, that opens up quite a bit. Now we've got access to a number of portals as well to get from the light world to the dark world. Or
we got so many big keys there. That was wild. And like only were any of them required?
I mean, depends what's in the chests, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, so now we can start thinking and just remember to keep that magic bat check in the back of your mind.
Yeah, because Jeddoman hasn't turned in that mushroom yet, and now I'm not sure. Well, it's probably gonna happen whenever Jeddoman gets to. Because did Jeddoman do the like Graveyard Ledge area?
No.
Yeah.
He might have done Graveyard Ledge.
Well, Jeddoman's gonna be doing the flippers checks at some point here. You have to imagine.
Jeddoman back at Ice Rod Cave here. Bombos tablet, bunch of garbage.
Yeah, actually, Jeddoman might do it around now. Gonna be setting up the water walk here for sure.
You kind of wish that you had the mirror to do this so that you could mirror back and do catfish, but...
Right. But again, that's another thing. Like, sometimes you just hope you get it along the way. Sometimes you get lucky. Like, if I get mirror, I can do catfish too. Otherwise, well, I guess catfish is hard to get to regardless.
Man, gonna be skipping guy under the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a fair amount of sense. It's out of logic and it takes a lot of time. And you just did a dungeon, didn't really get anything out of it. Because doing Desert early there is kind of you're reading into that book, I feel, right?
Right.
And it doesn't really give you anything. So I was like, okay, if I'm going to cut something out, it's going to be something that's out of logic that I might pass by later because it's not too terribly bad to get to. Depending on your routing, you can. Well, though you can't mirror from Dark World to Light World, so you kind of have to do it while you're in the Light World. But
all right, so that key on Hylia Island, I would say neither of them I think picked it up.
Yeah,
because you would have been stopped there.
Yeah,
I
big keys
both
aren't,
of them had
aren't
other
necessarily as they're not necessarily like as big of a deal, especially like when you've already got a bunch of them, you know which ones it could be. But
chat is saying that Jeddo picked it up, which I must have missed, but that it is the Thieves' big key.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so that I was gonna say there were two choices for that, and one of them was relevant and the other was not, and we got the relevant one. So we are good on big keys. There's only one big key left in the world outside of GT, and it is the Swamp Big Key.
Yeah, so Jeddoman heading over, gonna open up Palace of Darkness here, and probably gonna see a dip in there. Did we get the pod big? I don't think so, right?
Yeah, we have the pod.
Oh, we did. Okay, that was one of the ones in Key Cave, Mini Moldorm. Cool. So that allows us to get through most of this. We can't complete it though without the bow. So TwoC coming up on the end of this dungeon here. We'll see if he follows Jeddoman into the pod area.
tempered sword spins. Tempered sword. 4 hits with a tempered sword, or 2 spins to knock out a ammo. Nice double spin there by 2C.
Good pattern there.
Oh, Jeddoman apparently hovers. Gonna give this pod hover a shot.
Yeah, he claims it's not as hard as everybody thinks it is. So
a lot of people claim that, and good for them.
All you have to do is not let go of the A button for more than 1 frame, and you're good.
Yeah.
You know?
Ooh, this is the hardest hover in the game that people do reasonably.
Yeah, you gotta change directions 3 times.
Really, really nicely done there by Jeddo. Took him a couple tries, but it's still faster than doing the bow side.
Especially without the bow, you'd have to burn your free blue potion.
Or mimic clip, and if you're gonna mimic, yeah, so. I almost had to learn to mimic clip in the middle of a race yesterday. But I got bailed out.
Oh man, that Jeddoman's.
I will do.
He doesn't have that blue mail yet.
I will do literally anything to avoid going into the middle of that pod hub room. I hate it.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky.
It is so annoying. Every strat that involves going into that room ends up being like way more dangerous than it ought to be because of those beetles.
Yeah, and the red ones just take so many hits no matter what you're hitting them with.
No matter what you hit them with, yeah.
What like with gold sword, it's what? It's still like
it's still
4 spins or something.
No, it's not that much. I think it's 2 slashes, but still.
Yeah, I guess I never run into them once I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, gold sword doesn't feel like that much of an upgrade in most situations.
No,
but
I mean, like if you got the hook shot, if you got the hook shot, sure. But yeah, I just hate going that. I think I would death warp before doing a strat that involved me going into that.
Fire rod, a B, and the flippers.
Nice sauce.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's enough that you don't even take that into an Eastern dip. That's like okay.
No, we're gonna bail now. Yeah.
So yeah, 2C not opting to go to Palace of Darkness, which seems like a very good move since Jeddoman has not found anything in here really.
Yeah. And there's still a couple more checks.
But yeah, that's setting up 2C really nicely here. You get our last sword already. Wow, that's early.
Shout out to Tears of the Kingdom for Butter Sword.
Jeddoman living on a prayer here, really low on health throughout this whole thing. Seems to have it under control.
He was doing it intentionally. He's gonna. Death warp
I mean, you do want a death warp. It was a little spooky.
He's just saving and quitting. Yeah, you just save and quit. Like I guess if you're gonna death warp there, the only thing that you would do is walk out of pod and do Pyramid Ledge and Catfish, and nobody wants to do that.
Really makes sense unless you in regular non-inverted and you're gonna mirror warp or something.
Oh, and Saz points out, our tracker Saz points out that the big chest there could not have had an item.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is in Ambrosia.
Honestly, I feel like that aspect of the Ambrosia is probably the most controversial. It sometimes seems like it'll be helpful, but a lot of the time it just seems like it bites you more than it.
Yeah, or you end up just having to open everything anyway.
Yeah.
You know. Because not only does the boss have an item, so does the second to last check.
Though I do appreciate it as like it's a nice logic wrinkle, and I kind of like the fact that it's not just positive, just negative. Mm-hmm. It's a mixed bag. Yeah. So it's something that you can keep in mind. Sometimes helps you, sometimes doesn't. Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, 2C takes that fire rod head straight to the back of Skull Woods,
and I assume the fight
instant
went well.
instant transmission. It's that Mothula out of existence, faster than the human eye can see. Yeah, and Jeddoman, meanwhile, taking that big Thief's Town key. So this is interesting. Both runners doing something that the other is currently incapable of doing. It does. It is kind of unfortunate for 2C that he doesn't have the opportunity to combo the Thieves Town Big with the whatchamacallit turn-in powder. But it's not quite as connected. They're not quite as conveniently placed next to each other as it might seem, just because of the way the portals are interacting, and we don't have mirror and all of that stuff.
We did not see what item was on Mothula, so we're going to have to watch for when Jeddoman is there, because 2C's stream had frozen. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, keep an eye on 2C's menu to figure out what was there. Saz, our tracker Saz says that it was trash, so that's good. Well, you know, it's good
according to 2C's tracker, yeah, we got a real pro on the buttons here, you know, watching the individual streams as well.
And speaking of trash, there's Pyramid Ledge.
Right, now we're getting to Catfish, finally paying him a visit. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why this is. I've developed a really soft spot for this check, you know.
Interesting. Please defend yourself.
I don't know. I just feel like, you know, every time he has something really important for you and I get it late game, I don't feel angry at him so much as like, I'm sorry I didn't pay you a visit earlier, because I totally could have, you know.
I don't know. I last location my boots there yesterday. He and I are not on good terms.
If you just dropped by and said hello, he'd have given them to you. Oh, and there we go. He's got mitts for us. He's a helpful guy, you know. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it just feels like, you know, all you had to do is pay him a visit. Call once in a while.
He's just a little guy, you know?
And, you know, he gives you everything he has. You know, if all he gives you is trash, you know, it's not your fault for paying him a visit.
His. To see whirlpooling all around here. Doesn't seem like there was anything of note in Thieves Town.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Jeddoman taking a bunch of dungeon dives, not really paying off for him. Meanwhile, 2C now has the mitts, can head into well, and mitts don't.
He can do mitts too. With mitts, he can do King's Tomb. And that's the only thing that they unlocked.
But it's nice to have him in hand.
Yeah,
sure. Mitts are the one thing I feel like that become like infinitely less useful in inverted. There's so many fewer things that are unlocked by it.
Here's a ped check by Jeddo.
So we know it's not the mitts.
Only the flute could be here. That would screw us. And or a required ice rod is the other thing that could be here. Ice rod hiding the flute. Nope, 3 bombs.
3 bombs. That's a larger number of bombs than 1 bomb.
That's true. Less than 10, though.
Fewer than 10, yes.
Yes, you're right. Fewer.
So if Jeddoman is short on bombs, he can just take a quick trip to the pedestal as long as he's gotten all of the pendants. So
yeah, you know, that's
really, really good knowledge.
That is good knowledge. Yeah. There are definitely no faster ways to get more bombs than that.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's like it kind of reminds me of my. One of the things that it makes me so upset about Rando is there's almost pretty much no situation in which the bug catching net defeating Aghanim unlocks anything. It would make me so happy.
It can be hard required in Swordless.
Yeah, that's like the one thing is like it's so niche, but like. I want to see a seed sometime where bug catching net is progression.
I maintain that it can be hard required indoors as well. I maintain that I raced against Danny Music in Swordless Week of League this past season, and I maintain that it ended up being really close, but I think I would have won had we had the bug net because my Hammer Aga fights were trash.
Yeah.
They were so bad.
Yeah, it's just one of those little things in the game that I wish had more application in Rando than it does, but Yeah, but 2C making his way through through Ice Palace here. Not. There we go. I said not really finding much of importance, but there we go. Speak it into existence. We got the Cane of Samaria.
Not quite the meme of it being in the big key chest here, but yeah. Cane in Ice Palace, always a laugh.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to find down there, too, because there's, you know that you couldn't have dipped to this after getting Cane as well.
Yeah.
And it helps for the end, making the end a little bit less of a... You got a couple more options if you don't want to do the IPPJ or whatever.
All right, Jeddo picking up his vanilla powder here.
Yeah, so I wonder what Jeddo's going to prioritize here. Like, are we going? We're not going Eastern.
Where are we going? Magic Bat. We're going to Magic Bat.
Yeah, so he's going straight to Magic Bat with that powder.
Oh, interesting. This is a play. I don't know. I guess this is fine. I guess it's fine.
Yeah,
right?
It's not that bad.
It's not the fastest way to get here, but like decision-wise, rushing this, I don't hate. Because they've had that mushroom for a long time, and so if there's something there, Jeddoman is assuming correctly that 2C turned in the mushroom way earlier, right? So if there's something here, maybe you wanna get it as soon as you can. And the suspense is killing me. What is here on Magic Bat? It is Pizza Heart. It was a great video game.
Yeah, I mean, there's not again, with what we know of, there aren't that many, like, super important things that could be there, because 2C's opened a lot with just the flippers and
Fire Rod, yeah.
Yeah, Fire Rod.
2C remembering that he's got flippers, and he can get this Thieves Town big key.
Yeah, and now he can route that check of the Magic Bat in with his return to Kakariko for Thieves Town whenever he chooses.
Did 2C show us this shovel check? No, there.
So. Oh, yeah.
Is the OK Boomerang.
Again, we're seeing that Whirlpool knowledge from 2C. Which honestly, that's one of the more interesting things about Inverted as well, is that Whirlpool knowledge becomes really important, because in Standard it doesn't really make that much difference. It's like, okay, as long as you get Flute, then you have enough Flute spots saving quit points that they're rarely useful, but since you can't do that around Light World and Inverted, then all of a sudden the Whirlpools are super important.
Oh, hard required Titan's Mitts. Hard required. In an Inverted Seed. How about that?
Yeah. That's a big find for 2C, because that gives you access to a lot of checks here. Which,
and when is Jeddo going to make his way over to Catfish?
Yeah, see, you just pay him a visit. Sometimes it pays off.
What a seed. Unless and until Jeddoman goes to Catfish, I would say 2C has a significant lead at this point. Oh, there's the mirror in Hookshot
so
Cave.
we can start diving right into TR to look for checks now. And there's the Ice Rod, so we could just go and give him the business.
Yeah. I don't know that I do. But, alright, so all we need is the bow at this point.
Yep, bow is basically all we need, yeah.
And we need we can get into Mire without No, we don't.
Or...
We can just mirror from Desert.
Right,
now.
mirror from Light World, right.
Yeah. We may still need Bombos, if that is the Mire Medallion. Blue Cane on Ether Tablet. Well, I was going to say that the book was complete garbage today, like usual, but now we have to put that off until we see Spike Cave. I don't care about it opening Desert. It does that in Inverted. It's fine, but Desert didn't have any progression either. So,
yeah, do we have Tower of Para Big Key? We're gonna have to leave.
We sure do. Yeah. Oh, and there's the bow.
Okay,
all right.
cool.
Well,
bow.
We are in Schrodinger's Go mode at this point.
Yeah, everything is coming up 2C in this seed.
Yeah.
And really, it was just all off of the. Is mostly just off of that decision to go to Catfish at this point.
Just go to Catfish.
But at the same time, 2C did sort of offer himself that opportunity to go to Catfish with the way he was routing the seed.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
Even if it comes down to like one really good check that you get, your routing decisions you sort of want to try and equalize your opportunities to go for some of those checks too, which 2C has done really well here.
Yeah, Jeddoman hasn't really put himself in a position where checking Catfish was the best option. Well, there's the flute.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're never going to
We're just getting strung along here.
Yeah. We don't need that, though.
Right, but, you know, it feels good to get, even if it's not useful, you know?
It does, especially since you had the shovel already, and like at least like it's not putting in another menu item, you know.
Right. You know,
but yeah, I'd be surprised.
It's really common to have races be decided by a menu item.
You know, I mean,
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see a race come down to that.
I was in a race in League where it was ruled a true tie, because the difference between the two of us was 2 frames. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, boy, is it a treat.
2 frames.
Where you like take the VODs
I mean, they said
them.
the rules are I actually don't know. 2C is actually doing this. I guess this might save time with the mitts to get to Meyer, but I don't know. Yeah, the rules were if a reasonable person couldn't figure out who won by eye, then it's a tie. So, and I don't actually know.
What about an unreasonable person? A person who's unreasonably good at looking at Link to the Past randomizing?
Well, if such a person exists, I think we have a position for them. Oh, that's true. By subpar chess player in chat, I've seen Laces lost to Quickstop Spaghetti, right? Accidentally mirroring out of, say, an Argus fight, trying to do that with the really cursed silver arrow strat. I've done that before. Yeah, Swordless Argus says hi, exactly.
Yeah, I've also just fallen victim to, I can't remember what the situation was, but you know, oh no, it was, I need a bomb or something. And I see blue. I'm quick swapping, and I see blue item, and my brain is like, okay, press the A button.
Oh no!
Like that has happened more than once to me, which, you know, I don't know what that says about my intelligence.
Well, at least you press the A button and not the Y button. Oh, Jetto with the swag IP hover.
Yep. I mean, it's faster.
It is faster. It's still swaggy.
Yeah, I mean, hovering is one of those things now. It's like it's non-trivial to do, but it saves time in enough places now that like it's one of those things where like the skill ceiling of the game keeps going up. People keep getting better at it, getting more consistent strats for it. If you can grind that out and practice it till it's consistent, it can work for you. And Jet has shown that people can make it consistent. Yeah.
I feel like the number of people who can hover has exploded over the last like 12 months maybe. I still can't do it. I've tried. I've hovered the Moldorm gap, the Moldorm 2 gap in the hover trainer a couple of times, but it always takes me a really long time. So
yeah, it's really just down to your technique. If you've got a technique that works for it, then it works, and if it just doesn't work out for you, then kind of got to leave it on the table. Yeah, but 2C is just cruising now, just clearing stuff out until we find out if we need Bombos or not.
2C Plus is quietly one of the best rando players, I think. He's never gotten the like a really deep run into a tournament, to my knowledge, or my recollection at least. But he is so smart about this game. His execution is top notch. He's going to be a very, very tough out for anyone in this tournament.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever seen 2C drop heavily. I feel like if ever you lose a race, it's luck of the draw, right?
I've done a bunch of voice call races with big groups with 2C in them, and we just assume that he's going to finish 20 minutes ahead of the rest of us, and he usually does.
Yeah, that's the thing with rando too, because like it can be up to RNG, but if you minimize that if you play as well as you can, and 2C is definitely one of those players.
I'm going to look at predictions and see if anybody predicted that 2C would win the whole thing. One structural Mike predicted 2C to win the whole thing. Skelly did.
Every time this MSU comes up and we go to Meyer, it gets me.
This
Meyer
MSU
and
is
Skullwoods.
This MSU is S tier. It's so good. Like the person who put this together, whose name I do not have in front of me, I'm sorry, did such a good job. My particular favorite thing is the choice of putting the Glockenspiel boss music over Moldorm and Blind, because those guys, like the Blind script and often lines up with a bum 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 in there. Your 3 hit, like the 3 hits of that, it takes 3 hits to kill Moldorm with a hammer. It feels right that those threes, that 3 theme is in those are in those boss fights.
Yeah, speaking of boss fights, Jeddoman taking care of Cold Stare is a bit sloppy. I feel. You've got the butter sword, so it's not going to be that difficult, but could have been cleaner.
4 people predicted 2C to win the whole thing.
Well, yeah, 2C definitely cruising in this seed. That's for sure.
He's in go mode with that bow in Tower of Hera. Jeddoman not going to be too far behind.
Yeah,
well, Jeddoman's going to be pretty far behind, but he's about to get there.
Yeah, only a couple dungeons left. So, now, did 2C go up Tower of Hera and finish it? I think so, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's right. Jeddoman still needs the mitts.
Yeah, Jeddoman still hasn't gotten the mitts yet.
Oh man. So he's going into TR here.
Yeah, which again, it makes sense. TR's got more items in it than Catfish does, but Catfish has the one we need.
Oof.
Yeah, so is that the final crystal? That is the final crystal? No, Palace of
2C
Darkness.
still needs to get to pod,
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking that, like, oh, that was the one we were seeing right now, but no. Yeah, Jeddoman gonna pick up Ice Rod here.
Does Jeddoman go into Turtle Rock at this point? Hookshot, amazingly...
Well, knowing that the hookshot is required for that, it might... So, Jeddoman's not going to find the hookshot in there. He knows that.
Right. Oh, yeah, so I guess... And he's going to get the mirror here.
And
so he'll...
Yeah. That's good knowledge,
He'll probably do Tower of Hera first, but you're right. I think that... he knows hookshot can't. Well, he knows
steer him away from
TR. Trinex.
Right.
And we saw the moment of indecision. Unfortunately, it also, he can't get to Hera with his equipment. You need either the hookshot or the mitts to get there.
Or just mirror from Dark World.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think not going to TR there was definitely the call, especially with pulling Mirror and Ice Rod out from behind.
The hook shot, yeah.
Yeah.
But is he going to... He's going to Swamp.
He might be going to Swamp, which I'm not sure I agree with.
Or no, Bombo's tablet first. But
no,
yeah,
he already did Bombo's tablet. He did that before Desert.
Oh, he's going to Mire. He's going to Mire.
Okay, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
That does make a lot more sense, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's like, I guess you could be like, oh, maybe it's Hookless Swamp, but I don't see why you decide to dip another Pendant Dungeon instead of
I might do
TR.
Catfish before Hookless Pendant Swamp, yeah.
But yeah, right now we're just kind of letting 2C take the reins here, and we're watching to see how quick Jeddoman decides that it's worth going to Catfish. Because again, it's such a notorious location simply because it is very difficult to decide when to route it in, because it takes a long time, kind of regardless of when you route it in. So it's very hard to make it seem like a good idea to yourself, especially if you start getting late into a seed.
I need to double check something. Okay, so Jeddoman doesn't need the hook shot. But he does need the mitts.
Yeah.
Because you need one of those things.
Yeah, you need to be able to get to the top of Light Death Mountain in somehow.
And that requires either the mitts to go through the TR portal or the hook shot over to East Death Mountain. So he still needs to go to Catfish. He does not need to go to King's Tomb for the hook shot.
Though after going to Catfish for the mitts, going to King's Tomb doesn't seem like
it's right
such
there.
A big deal.
Well, no, because you need to get into the Light World to do it. So you don't get to
you don't go straight there, but it's definitely much less out of the way than Catfish is, relatively speaking.
By the way, people are putting numbers in chat for
that's I think there's a reason
maybe
for
has
that.
9 crystal or 7 crystals rather.
Yeah, that was
9 crystals.
Dude, at the rate he's going, he may as well have 9.
Seriously.
But yeah, we're going to the Light World to save and quit, just as you were saying earlier, because we can go straight to Hyrule Castle here. And what do you know? There we are.
Nice. All right, we're cutting that off there. 2C going left. He tends to favor a Dark Magician, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's kind of the most meta thing from what I've seen.
It's definitely and all credit to Structural Mike in chat for my understanding of how these or how these GT basement routes shake out. This is the route with the least variance.
Yeah.
And there's the troll big key from Swamp Palace.
Yeah, like technically the earliest average is if you go Dark Magician, go full left, including Tile Room. Or something, but like you never really want to go for that because like it's, in terms of time, it's relatively backloaded. So it's interesting, but yeah, like most of the time this left start strat is the most consistent for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Which is why I feel like you usually, when you see other stuff, it's usually because like they feel like they need to make a play and they might want to get ahead in GT. But I also find from my own experience, anytime I get to GT, I'm like, I kind of just want to go for what's consistent. I don't want to take any risks here, even if I think I need a big risk.
On the other hand, I do my route because I think it's funny. I like to rando rush, and because I like saying rando rush, and because I like the right side GT rooms, the rooms between Compass Room and
Ice
Armos. Yeah, I like those rooms. They're fun. And I like to show them off when I can. Mike with the info. Lowest average is DM, that 2C's route, and the fastest full clear is full left. This chest here is 14. 15, 16, 17, and 18. Or my one off. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is 14 through 17. He did not get the key on 5. That was the swamp big key.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that the GT big key is not randomized.
The GT big key is always in GT.
Okay, yeah. So it's not it's the only one that's not.
Yeah. Every mode in the tournament has a big key guessing game. You can just remember that. Because we love chat, and chat loves numbers.
Well, yeah, and not having a GT big key hunt, I feel this works a little bit better for competition anyway. Just because it's more consistent than having to sort of scour the world before you go into GT. Because if somebody decides, okay, I'm gonna check some stuff before I go in, and then somebody finds it in there, versus, oh, I'm gonna just hope it's in GT and then it's not, you know, that can just completely swing a race in the final stages. And if the race is close up until then, that's just like one big dice roll thrown into the end of a race, which is not super great.
1920, we had a small key, the silvers, and the big key, so that's a 21.
Yep, everything other than tile roam, I think.
Yeah. Where are our numbers? Nobody said 21. Virgil Dante 100, you said 22. You were closest. Good job. You get 751 internet points, equal to 2C's Ruby Down.
But yeah, this is definitely looking pretty over.
Yes.
You see Jeddoman checking Pyramid Fairy here. It's not even anything good that Jeddoman could pull. Really, the only thing would be the red mail would be the only thing that would give any sort of demonstrable help.
We're not checking any chests up there.
Yeah.
2C, you only have 4 arrows.
Notably, 2C doesn't have the fourth sword upgrade though.
That's true, but
where was that again? Where did that pick up?
Where was that? Where has Jeddo been? That 2C
it was early. It was around minute 40.
I'm not sure. Pod.
Oh, pod. Yeah, that full clear pod that Jeddo did. And yeah, 2C go moded it. Yeah, because it was in left.
It was in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in the left dark room chest. Not dark maze, but the dark basement.
Dark basement, yeah. All right, here are Jeddo's mitts. He really needs to go straight to King's Tomb.
Lonely old.
Oh, he's got to remember. Oh, okay, no, he's mirroring you the Dark World, right? Yeah, so that's how that works. So here are the mitts for Jeddoman. I mean, this is
poor catfish.
Yeah,
it's been so lonely all this time.
We'll see if Jeddo can make it into go mode before 2C finishes. He doesn't need the hook shot. That's true. As we've seen, Jeddo can hover pretty well. So that is, he still needs the he needs the bow still. He needs the bow.
He's looking for a bow.
Yeah. So that's, and we know that the only bow available to him is in Tower of Hera. So unfortunately, the tail of this was 2C got the mitts from Catfish first, and Jeddoman was super late to them, and they unlocked the whole thing. Powder coming in huge here. 2.5 hearts on 2C for this final part of the climb.
Yeah, the final part of the climb though is it's kind of nice because it's not that dangerous.
No, it's not. Once you get through the Landmo 2 fight, basically everything is essentially fine.
Yeah, I have gotten like the random stray hit from the from dashing up those conveyor hallways with all the enemies and stuff.
Or like
I'm sure there's some consistent way to
occasionally
avoid that,
I'll screw up Wizrobes 2, you know, or Fallen Pit because I'm sloppy, but you know. Here is Agatu from 2C. Gentleman rushing to Tower of Hera. Well, maybe. Probably got some other stuff.
I'm sure it's Tower of Hera first. It's a crystal dungeon. You hope you find the right item on the way up, but if it's not, you know, you're still making progress at this point.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
He's doing Mimic Cave, doing a little TR.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about
it's
this.
Rough. It's rough when you get the item you need that late.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we said, like Mitz doesn't hard lock too much in inverted, but
literally like that's the only item that could have been there.
Yeah, when the hook shot is behind the behind that Mitz check,
yeah,
the hook shot's one of those things that serves as an alternative. So when you've got those alternatives locked behind it, then it actually can be quite important.
Yeah, in this situation, I think hookshot was literally the only thing that could have been in Cake's Tomb that would have hard required the Mitz. Because anything else, we could have found the hook otherwise, and Tomb Raider.
Right. But yeah, we're just seeing a clean Ganon fight here.
Yep. Never in doubt. Here we are in phase 4 of Ganon. We've got the silvers. Can we get a double here against the torch? Looked like it.
Yeah,
and a double to finish it off.
Silver his 1 weakness, and silverless hits his 2 weakness.
His 2 weakness.
But
get your GGs in chat. Get your GGs in chat for 2C, who is going to finish this race with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 5 seconds. Jeddoman immediately forfeits and says in the race room upon seeing 2C finish, wow.
Yeah, that was quick time. Quick time there.
Gonna see if we can get either of these guys in the room for an interview. Not sure, they're still looking at the race room, but they should have gotten the invite. Oh, here they come. And we are joined in the booth by our runners, Jeddoman, and our winner 2C+. GG's to you both.
GG's.
Yeah, GG, Jeddo.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys already kind of identified what the difference maker was, but how did you both feel about the seed?
The seed honestly felt pretty nice. Like, the early game was pretty easy. Like, it was shouting for Aga, so we got nice moon pearls. We didn't have to chase for like a weird moon pearl either. So yeah, overall pretty nice early game, and those bits were, from what we talked about, the big difference maker.
Those mids felt real bad for me. I chased everything because with 2C's execution's better than mine, no doubt about that. So I knew something had to pay off somewhere down some rabbit hole, and just did not get lucky with that at all.
Yeah.
And then getting those mitts at like hour 10, it's like, well, I guarantee I'm dead here. There's no way. I was hoping the hover for Mir would pay off. That hook shot was buried somewhere, but no, we chatted about that. It's in King's Tomb. Like, yeah, that's game over.
Yeah, it's funny. The hook shot in King's Tomb is the only thing that could have been there that would have hard required the mitts for this seed. Yep. And there it was.
Yeah, and I was honestly kind of surprised. I was very happy because I don't want to Moldo bounce that much.
No.
And it was looking like it was going to be a seed like that. I just had like I was thinking of doing King's Tomb after the Thief's Down Picky from Lake Hylia. Figured maybe it was okay. I think it's a little bit slow to be honest, but whatever. It worked out.
Yeah, as soon as those mitts kind of came out, then it was kind of just a straight shot for you after that 2C. I mean, we were just kind of sitting over here watching Jeddoman not go pay Catfish a visit.
And who can blame you, right? I guess Esmar can. Esmar's saying during the chat,
yeah,
during the race,
we're on good
really
terms. He's my friend, but again, like, you know, when you're up against an opponent that, like you said, you know is going to execute better, you sometimes will have to cut corners, and in there's a world where your routing would have paid off, but
yep. As I was going through the early game before I went up Death Mountain to go do Super Bunny Cave and then do Aga, I had a very, very strong gut feeling I should kern jump. And I really wish I had, because I already had the first glove. I would have been able to go to Catfish and get mitt, and then
I
get it entirely. But I was like, no,
follow
the logic. Don't do that. Just follow the logic and stick with that for the early game, because there's probably something that's going to pay off somewhere down the line there.
Yeah, I mean, and you also gave yourself a couple other opportunities to pull something good, I feel, because you did Thieves Town a lot earlier, you did Desert earlier, you did full clear of Pod, but all three of those kind of came up empty for you.
I don't know if 2C chased Mushroom either, but Mushroom into Powder, then into, what was it, a heart piece on the bat, and it's like,
yeah.
That was a lot of running back and forth.
Yeah, like I feel like you gave yourself all of the opportunities you needed. It just didn't pan out that way.
Nope. No, that's okay.
2C in the next round. So you of course, this is the second win for you. So you'll be moving on to face Sailor Nep. How do you feel about that?
I'm very excited because we've had quite a few races with Nep recently in ladder, with like the grab bag mode being all the tourney modes. So we've had like 3 races, I think 3 in a row in grab bag have been against Sailor Nep, if I'm not mistaken.
And and how'd you do in those races?
It's been 2-1 in favor of Neps.
Okay.
The one win that I got though, she fell asleep, so she didn't even start the race. So I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh man.
Oh no. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna call that 2-0. So, of course, you are a top runner in this game. A number of people picked you to go the whole way. Some people picked Nep to go the whole way as well. So that should be a really, really fun matchup in the second round. We're going to try to get all of those on the air for sure for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, we've got tons of these races coming. So stay tuned.
What's coming up on the schedule here for the rest of the day here on SpeedGaming Twitch? We have definitely some things as I vamp while I open the schedule page. We've got definitely more tournament action here. We just finished that. Got a little bit of a break. We've got at 5 p.m. Eastern time, we've got Relkin versus Plasma Kappa over on SpeedGaming 2. At 5:30 Eastern time, we've got Matt7898. This is on SpeedGaming Prime. Matt7898 versus some guy named Tyler Salt. Oh, that's me. Crap. Okay. there's that coming up on Speed Gaming. I think there might be some races over on ALTTP randomizer as well. So go ahead and if you want more rando today, we got more rando for you.
Yeah, but I don't really have anything else to add. So unless our runners have anything to say, I think that'll do it.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone for the restream. Of course, you guys for the commentary and the souls for tracking. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, Jeddo, once again.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to our future races.
Yep, I'm sure there will be more than a few. And I just want to wish you the best of luck and give them heck out there.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, for agreeing to be on the restream. It was a really fun race to watch, and congratulations once again to 2C and to Jeddoman for a nice run to brackets in the tourney. Esmar, an absolute pleasure to work with you today.
Oh, yeah, likewise.
And big thanks also to our tracker, Saz, one of the best in the biz. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and make sure you come back to the Speed Gaming Network for all kinds of rando today. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. For those of you in the United States, happy Memorial Day tomorrow, and we will see you next time.